Good evening. My name is Lockie. This is Coast Watch Football, where we talk all things A-Leagues and Australian national teams, of course, as well. We've got the Socceroos scarf hanging up in the background. And tonight we'll be finding out who Australia will be meeting in the group stage for the Asian Cup taking place in Qatar next year. The draw is set to get underway in just a second here. And if you're watching us on replay, I'll make sure to leave a link down the bottom, or like a comment down the bottom, to say when the actual draw starts. If you're tuning in on replay right now. But yeah, we're about to get underway with the draw. And look, this is Asian Cup heading into next year. Very excited about this tournament, the next major tournament coming off last year's World Cup. This is a great chance for Australia to get some silverware, to pick up another trophy after we won it back in 2015. And very curious to see who will be meeting in the group stage. Costa's in here, as well as Midnight Shocker. Very cool YouTube name there, Midnight Shocker. But Costas, how's it going? Well, how's it going, mate? Good to see you here. Hope you're going well. And yeah, man, we've got it's live on the 10 Play app. Dude, what's the time now? They should be going live right now. By the looks of my broadcast, they're still in that loading screen. But of course, worth mentioning, Australia are in pot one, of course. So, yeah, very curious to see how this pans out. Hey, man, how's it going? We gamer boys. Costa, I'm doing very well, man. Very cold tonight. We've got the double jacket on. Michael's in here. How's it going? Midnight Shocker. Dude, I mean, you could stick with Midnight Shocker. That's a cool name, man. Here we go. Dude, we're seeing a stage. We're watching this live. For those of us in Australia, it's available to watch on 10 Play, the 10 Play app. I don't know whether it's on their YouTube channel or anything. Anyway, I'm watching on the 10 Play app. And they're doing this little intro video, which looks very cool. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we've done a few of these sort of like draw watch-alongs in the past, and sometimes they just spend the first like 15, 20 minutes just talking. So, that'll give us a chance to chat about anything Socceroos, anything A-Leagues. Of course, we're in the middle of A-League finals right now. Semi-finals coming up this weekend. Sydney taking on Melbourne City. Mariners taking on Adelaide. And we Gamer Boys saying Mariners going to win the final. Costa's confident that Adelaide will. Has the draw happened yet? Not yet. Not yet. The broadcast is getting underway right now. But yeah, we will find out, I'm sure, within the next hour or so. I mean, you'd think it'd be all done within half an hour, right? They could just smash it out. But the draw taking place over in Qatar, where the tournament will be held. Fortnite's on here. How's it going, mate? Good to see you here. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. Good to see all you guys jumping in the chat. If you guys want to watch the live draw take place, it's on the 10 Play app for those of us in Australia. And I think it's available for international viewers. I don't have the link though, but it is, so you can. I don't know if it's on YouTube or what, but yeah. But yeah, man, what's been going on? This intro video that they're showing the broadcast has been going for the past like 4 minutes. It's just various highlights from various Asian teams. Of course, Australia. Plenty of big rivals, especially in pot one. We'll be contesting. We'll be contesting for the Asian Cup next year. Japan did well in the World Cup. Saudi Arabia, of course, beating Argentina in the World Cup. Qatar, the hosts, will be hoping for a successful campaign as well. Costa says, swear when Adelaide won versus Knicks, we were going to play Central Coast Mariners on Sunday. Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, we were doing that. We talked about that on the live stream. The last time we were live was last Friday for the live watch along for that Adelaide Knicks final. And on Google, it said that the schedule was going to be, like a Sunday game. But yeah, I thought it was always going to be Saturday. It was a weird one. Thoughts on Ninko being kicked out of the Sydney change rooms? Dude, we saw tonight in the A-League All Access episode. If you guys haven't checked it out, do so. It's a great episode. Look, it was a bizarre situation. It was one that was bubbling throughout that whole night. There was a little bit of back and forth between Ninkovic and Sydney FC coach Steve Corica. And look, I mean, yes, Ninkovic is a Sydney FC legend. He had a fantastic 7 years at the club, and had a very successful stint at the club. But look, he's a Western Sydney Wanderers player now. Look, if he wants to come in and shake hands with the players, then like obviously that's fine. But there was hopefully a little coming together between him and Steve Corica, and yeah, I'm not sure whether there's anything more to it. It seemed to get very heated out of nowhere too. I don't see why Ninkovic was so upset, unless there's something else that we just hadn't seen that maybe even the all access cameras didn't capture. So yeah, man. Aiden's here. How's it going, mate? What are your thoughts on the National Second Division? Love it. Can't wait for it to be introduced. We saw, I think it was just yesterday, more progress in the teams being announced that are being considered for it. So it's going to be very exciting. I know a lot of people are excited for it. I totally know what you mean. Says Mariners always look so good going into finals, but something always goes wrong in the end, which often seems to be. I mean, the last couple of years, man, we just seem to stumble at the final hurdle in finals. But I'll tell you what, it's different this time around because we've dodged the elimination finals. That was really important for the Mariners to dodge those elimination finals and secure their place in the semis. And now two legs for the 2 legs for the Mariners. Surely watch along. We will be doing a watch along for the Saturday night match. For Saturday nights, yes. For Adelaide Mariners, we will be live. I won't be doing a live watch along for tomorrow's game because I'll be at the game. But definitely doing a live watch along for Adelaide Mariners semi-final leg 1 on Saturday night. All right. Okay. So there is someone on stage, and there's a lot of people in attendance. I wonder if would Graham Arnold have gone over for this? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if we can spot any Aussies in the crowd. Graham Arnold potentially. Has the draw already happened? Not yet. Not yet. They're currently going through a little bit of pre-draw chat. There is someone on stage speaking. If you guys want to watch, those of us here in Australia, you can watch on 10 Play, on the 10 Play app. You can watch the live draw. And of course, we'll be reacting to everything live here. Very interested to see who Australia's opponents will be. Oh my goodness. What else is going on here? Please come to Coopers for leg 2. If I'm not mistaken, leg 2 is being played on the Central Coast, which I already have tickets for. I would love to get down there. Would have loved to have been over at South Australia for leg 1 this weekend. Gotta visit that stadium. So many people say good things about that stadium. Michael says, I feel with the Mariners young players have experienced the finals in the past, FFA Cup and Adelaide last year. Hopefully they bring that experience into their game indeed. Sydney FC. Dude, Sydney FC fans are real happy at the moment. We had a great time at the Sydney Derby last weekend. My vlog's out on the channel if you guys want to check it out. Can't watch Mariners games anymore. Had to move to Brisbane. Dude, well, I mean, hope you'll be able to see Sydney Mariners at Suncorp Stadium next year, of course. Brisbane Roar back at Suncorp Stadium, which is great news for the club. Great news for Roar fans. Men's team is playing at Suncorp Stadium. Women's team is playing at Ballymore Stadium. All right. So we have to wait and see who the Socceroos will be playing. They're still going through a little bit of chat on stage. Look, I just realized with the branding on stage, there, it says Asian Cup Qatar 2023. I guess it is technically 2023, isn't it? Because it was meant to be this year, right? But I don't know. Do we refer to it as 2023, 2024? Who knows? Anyway, something's happening on stage. Is the draw finally getting underway? We are 9 minutes in. We're saying here, imagine a rival opponent as rival opponent, Snake, if you will, walked into a rival's dressing room anywhere else in the world, probably wouldn't have ended well. Don't know what Ninka was thinking. Look, yeah, it's a bizarre one, isn't it? And look, I like if he. And actually, I said it before that, like, if he just wants to go in and like shake the hands of his former teammates to wish him luck, then like, so be it. But that's what they do on the field, which has just occurred to me now. That's they can get that out on the field. They can talk to each other on the field. It's a team's dressing room is probably just for that team and that team only. So I guess it is a bit of a bizarre one, hey. But yeah, if you guys haven't checked out the A-League All Access episode that came out literally just a couple hours ago, do so. It's available on the Keep Up YouTube channel as one of the best. Kyron's coming in with a big semi-final prediction saying that Sydney are beating City. Look, I think there's a chance that Sydney get a result in this first leg. I think coming off that big Sydney derby result in the elimination final, I'll be high on confidence. In my prediction video, which is out on the channel, I said a draw. I called a draw for the first leg, but City should be too strong across both legs. Like Melbourne City, just a superior side, so they should get the win. They should get the win across the two legs. I think Sydney get at least the draw in the first leg. All right, they're showing a very, very cool looking promotional video. Another promotional video with plenty of graphics and various shots. Tarnlace has seen the All Access episode. Says that All Access was the best. It was up there. I mean, someone said the other day in a live stream to like go through and rank all the All Access episodes. I honestly haven't seen them all. There's a couple that I still need to catch up on. But that one was definitely top 5 for me so far. Really, really good. When is the draw? I mean, we'll wait and see. Hopefully within the next 20 minutes or so, or 11 minutes in, and still nothing yet. There's just been a bit of chat and a bit of some promotional videos by the looks of things. But this gives us a chance to talk A-League semi-finals and all that stuff. Fortnite here says, got to be an interesting one on Saturday. So many goals shared between Adelaide and Central Coast Mariners. Yeah, absolutely. There's plenty of goals. The big thing, big advantage for Mariners heading into this game, it's this season. It's been one-way Mariners. Obviously the 4-1 result was huge for Central Coast just a couple of weeks ago, and then 4-0 earlier on in the season. So it's gonna take a big performance from Adelaide to get past Mariners. Yeah. All right, someone's walking on stage. Is it draw time? I don't see any bowls. Dude, to know when the draw is getting underway, you just got to look for the bowls on placed on top of podiums. But I don't see any bowls on top of podiums right now. If you guys want to watch the live draw, it's on the 10 Play app. Never forget that Tommy Urich penalty hat trick. What game was that? What game was that in again? Was that for Wanderers? Or was that for Adelaide? Oh, wait. Yeah. It's coming back to me. It was for Adelaide, wasn't it? Tommy Urich penalty hat trick. Yes. Where there was some really controversial calls from a few seasons ago. Is that right? Yeah, man. Mariners are the comeback kings. But I mean, that's the thing with Central Coast; they always come strong late. So do Adelaide. I mean, that's the exciting thing about this semi-final tie. It's going to be really, really, really exciting. Especially in that second leg, and we hope it goes to extra time, and it could be really, really exciting. Really exciting. It was Adelaide Mariners that Tommy Urich penalty hat trick. It didn't spring to mind initially, but I recall there being some really controversial calls. Yeah, yes. I remember there was a Kai Rolls foul that shouldn't have been a foul that led to, I think, the first or second penalty. But yeah, when was that? A couple of years ago, wasn't it? All right. Have we got bowls on podiums yet? We're 14 minutes in, and we are waiting. We are waiting, man. We are waiting to find out who the Socceroos will be playing in the Asian Cup taking place next year in Qatar in January. Of course, we'll be doing plenty of content. Unban Lucas Sport. I believe I just put a timeout on him. Basically, just a message for everyone. If you spam the chat, basically, just get put in timeout, regardless of what you're saying. All right, they're explaining how the system works. Groups A through to F, and yeah, they're explaining the process. Okay, cool. I think we can win the Asian Cup, in my opinion, says Lachlan. Dude, I agree. I think, especially coming off the World Cup, look, a lot of nations will be really wary of Australia after how we performed at the World Cup, man. Japan, Korea, Saudi Arabia, they're the big ones we have to keep an eye on. Iran are a class top side as well. So there's plenty of good sides that will be really competing for the trophy. Fortnite with a good comment here says, I've been trying to get 3 of my work friends to give the A-League a shot after they said they have nothing to watch. Nobody wants to give it a go. Knows me how people never want to support a local league. Yeah, man. I mean, you just got to get them along to the games. Get them along to the games. Get them involved. All it takes is one exciting experience, and then you become invested. Qatar, our home away from home. We've had success in Qatar of late, haven't we? We have indeed. We have indeed. Aiden says, I hope we get Turkmenistan. Is Mariners goalkeeper going to retire next season? Danny Vukovic? Potentially. I don't think so. I think look, Danny's having a great season back at the Mariners. I don't see any reason why he won't continue again. But I mean, I guess the only indication that he might is the fact that he's, he retired from the Socceroos earlier this year. So potentially he's going to call time on his club career as well. And look, he's had a fantastic career, Danny Vukovic, and he's been a great servant for Australia over the years. Do you think Australia can get on the level of Korea and Japan? Look, both are class sides, and for me, Japan's probably number one at the moment. I mean, we learned that, especially in that qualifier back in March last year, which I was at a core stadium in Sydney Olympic Park for that one. That really showed us that Japan is still a class ahead of us. I think we can absolutely soon get there. There's some really bright young talent coming through in Australia. When you think of the young players that are coming through at the moment, obviously Nestor Irankunda is the one that springs to mind at the moment. But obviously Garen Kowal is there. Aiden O'Neill has plenty of years ahead of him. We've got young defenders in Natty Atkinson and Kai Rolls coming through. I mean, there's some young players who have the potential to turn into some really class, world-class players. So yeah, there's a chance. Lachlan in the chat says, I'm going along to Adelaide United v Mariners this Saturday. Go Reds. Enjoy the match, Lachlan. We'll be doing a live watch along for that match for those of us watching along at home. They are still going through this explainer graphic, which has been going for about 5 minutes now. Best Socceroos have played for the Mariners. Obviously, Mariners are well known now. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The bowls are on the podiums. 18 minutes in, and the draw is set to get underway. All right. Australia is the one that we're focused on. The Socceroos. Very curious to find out who will be playing in the Asian Cup next year. Oh, Tim Cahill's coming out. Dude, Tim Cahill's coming out. Yes, we love it. We're talking about whether there be any Aussies there. Tim Cahill's on stage, ladies and gentlemen. Tim Cahill's just come out on stage. Oh, what a legend. What a legend. Timmy, that's right. How exciting. Tim Cahill's on stage, ladies and gentlemen. How long is Lucas Sports timed out for? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Why did you take a long break from social media? I took a break after working at the Central Coast Mariners, and then for the first part of the season, I took a break from content because I was working on a whole bunch of other stuff. When I'm not doing this stuff, I'm doing a lot of music work as well. So I took a break for a while, but I was really keen to jump back into it earlier this year. All right, the bowls. The bowls are on the stands, which means the draw is imminent, ladies and gentlemen. The draw is imminent. Tim Cahill's like going to be drawing out of one of the bowls. Come on, Timmy. Come on, Timmy. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Julian's here. Julian, I just spotted your comment from a moment ago. Hope you're going well, man. Timmy usually does the pod draw. I remember he pretty much pulled the AFF Cup featuring UAE last World Cup qualifiers. So it looks like they're sort of bringing out. There's going to be someone drawing at each of the bowls, and they're bringing them out and having a little chat before getting underway. So it could be another 5-10 minutes away from the actual draw getting underway. Thoughts on Yangi being linked to Jets? Look, it seems realistic because I get the sense that Cassini Yangi's just wants some consistent game time. That's what he wants, and I think last year he went from Adelaide to Wanderers thinking that he was going to be like the first choice striker, and not only was he not the first choice striker, but he was a winger, and he wasn't even a first choice winger. He was coming off the bench. And look, he obviously showed up in those couple Sydney derbies, grabbed a few goals throughout the season, some crucial goals. But I get the sense that he wants to play as a striker, and I think playing as a striker is his best position. His physicality is a massive feature of Yangi's game. So with Becca Mikkeltadze rumored to be joining MacArthur potentially, I think Yangi to Jets could well happen. Do you work with the A-League? No, I'm 100% independent. Have you seen how many players are being released by A-League clubs? Any insight to who Mariners will release? Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether which players extend their stay at Central Coast. But yeah, over the last few days, we're seeing plenty of player departures. Saw Brisbane Roar's departures today. Robbie Cruz leaving the club. Joe Knowles leaving. Melbourne Victory announced some departures as well. Leighton Brooks leaving Melbourne Victory. West United have announced their departures as well. Speaking of West United, Julian has asked, so what do you think about Schneiderlin to West United? Would be a great signing. It would be. And still just a rumour at this stage, but Schneiderlin to West United would be a great signing, not only because he's a class player, but they need some defensive midfield reinforcements, West United, so it would be great for him. Would be great. Peter says the Jets need defenders. Leaky defense for the past few seasons. It seems, and it's a shame for Newcastle. It seems to be an ongoing issue for them. That it's just really becoming like an iconic thing that Newcastle just have a leaky defense. So they really got to fix that up. Really got to fix that up. Fortnite says always the saddest part of the season, seeing all the players you grow connection with, just leave. Yeah, it's always tricky when players that you really appreciate your club join your rivals too. There's a number of players who have left clubs already, and just in the past week could potentially see themselves playing at A-League rivals. Like that, a lot of people talking about Joe Knowles. We'd love to see Joe Knowles get another run in the A-League at another A-League club. Leighton Brooks. Leighton Brooks was a bit of a surprising one for me. Promising winger at Melbourne Victory, and still has a bright future ahead of him. But for whatever reason, Victory wanted to part ways with him, which was interesting. Julian says he'd help bring crowds to Tarneet. He played at Manchester United. Look, yeah, I mean, it'd be great. It would be a major signing for Western's first season at that base in Tarneet. Of course, West United playing their home games at the training ground of their new facility before the stadium is hopefully ready the following season. Hopefully. I mean, I think it's scheduled to be, but you just never know. It's too far in the future right now. But I'm excited for that. I'm excited for Western to be playing out of, even though it's not their stadium, it's out of their home area, if you like. Sign Neuenhoff from your Brisbane Roar career mode. That would be good, actually. Actually, little sneak peek for those of you guys that are here. I've actually already played the next couple episodes of the Raw career mode, and we make some pretty big signings in the upcoming transfer windows. So episode 4 of the Brisbane Raw career mode, we've been playing through our Brisbane Raw rebuild on FIFA. Episode 4 will be out tomorrow. We'll be out tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that one. Yeah, Cummings to India is the one that seems to be circulating the most. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. Look, I read the other day that Nick Montgomery was like questioned about it, and he didn't really deny it, but he sort of suggested that there's interest for many players at the club, which isn't surprising. I mean, there's plenty of young players at Mariners who could potentially see themselves scoring a move overseas, which would be awesome. Is it true that Manchester United nearly bought the Central Coast Mariners? I don't know. I remember that. When was that? Was it like 2020? Was that before that? I don't know. It was a while ago now. Yeah, there was that big rumor about Mariners being purchased by Manchester United. I don't know. It never ended up happening, so maybe it was just a rumor. Stanley says, I feel our chances of winning the Asian Cup are really high. Yeah, man. I think heading in, that's the thing. Heading into tournaments now, coming off the back of our World Cup performance, there's going to be a lot of spotlight on the Socceroos. There's going to be pressure now to perform. Leighton Brooks to Mariners, would you be on board? Yes, Matthew. Yes. Ronan, do you know when it will be completely drawn? I'm tired from a long day. Dude, I mean, we're waiting, right? We're waiting. For the past 15 minutes, they've just been introducing one person at a time on stage, having a chat, and then they go stand behind their bowl ready to draw. So we are almost half an hour into the draw from when the draw is commenced, the stream is commenced, and not one team has been drawn yet. So maybe at the half an hour mark. So maybe in just a couple of minutes, we'll see it. We'll see the draw get underway. Jackson in the chat, how's it going? Jackson asks, how should Victory restructure their team for next season, in your opinion? Man, it's tricky because I'll tell you why it's tricky, because there's a lot of players at that club who are still very good players. So it's not one of those situations that maybe like a MacArthur or maybe a Brisbane Roar where they really sort of need to go through a bit of a rebuild. there's a good like spine there at Melbourne Victory. You know, they've still got Roderick Miranda, Josh Brolante, even though he hasn't been as good this season, is still good. You know, Jake Brimmer will be coming back next season. Bruno Fornaroli. There's good players at Melbourne Victory. So yeah, I'm very curious to see what they do next year. You know, Tony Popovich, will he still be there? I think he will. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they do there. Do we know when the Asian Champions League draw is? Can we expect a Coast Watch football Thailand away day? Dude, that'd be fun. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Not sure when the draw is. Not sure when the draw is. We'll have to look that one up. But I do know that the tournament, I think, gets underway in September. Asian Champions League and AFC Cup, I believe, gets underway in September. That's right. Asian Champions League only will feature Melbourne City, Central Coast Mariners playing in the AFC Cup, which is like the second tier of Asian club football, right? Yeah. Very curious to see how Melbourne City go in the Champions League. Very, very curious. It's a good squad, good team. They've had a very successful A-League campaign. Very curious to see how they go. All right, so we're half an hour into the broadcast, and the draw still isn't underway. Do you think Central Coast Mariners can win the AFC Cup? Is a huge ask. It's a huge ask. Look, I'd love to see us get out of the group stage and potentially go from there. I think getting out of the group stage will be a good achievement for the Mariners. Ryan's in here. How's it going, mate? Will be exciting to see Asian teams in Gossard. It will. And look, dude, we had it regularly in the early 2010s. This is our first time back in Asian football since 2014. But yeah, we had some big players, and big coaches. I remember. I can't remember who it was, but there was like a big European coach that was coaching one of the I think it was a Chinese team at the time. I can't remember because it was a decade ago now. Came to the Central Coast. So yeah, very excited to have Asian football back at Gossard. That's for sure. All right, here we go. Are we getting underway? Pot 4. Okay, no. I thought we're getting underway, and they're going to do like a little graphic and like a little clip for every single country. Okay, so we'll be here for like another 5 minutes. I heard that the AFC Cup is a hub for the group stage. Could be wrong. I haven't heard anything. I mean, maybe. I mean, they did that last time, but that was more of for the pandemic, right? I assume. Yeah. Alexander's in here. How's it going, Alexander? Do you think Sydney FC has a chance against Melbourne City? I think they do. And there's two things, right? Two things, real quick. Huge confidence boosting win against Wanderers. Huge. Not only was that just a big win against the rivals, but they're gonna. It's the dynamic heading to the semi-final against City is completely different now. Because they defeated a very good side in Western Sydney Wanderers. And also, the second thing is they've got a lot of championship players in that squad. A lot of players there at Sydney FC have won multiple championships. Andrew Redmayne, Alex Wilkinson, Ryan Green, Luke Bratton, Alan Mafondra. These guys are experienced players. And add in the quality of Joe Lolly and Robert Mack. There's a team that could cause an upset. So there's absolutely a chance. Didn't Ali Abbas used to play Pahang Steelers? I'm not sure. Did he? I didn't follow the career of Ali Abbas too closely, aside from when he was at Sydney FC and Newcastle Jets. What do you think of Ange at Celtic? Chance to win the treble? It's fantastic, isn't it? We love to see it as Australians. Oh, dude, the draw's happening. Dude, we waited all this time and I almost missed the first draw. Okay, here we go. So Tajikistan is in Group A. Ladies and gentlemen, finally under the way. If you want to watch the draw, it's happening right now on the 10 play app. Tim Cahill is drawing a ball out of pot 4. Go Timmy. Go Timmy. Go, Timmy. India's the second nation to be drawn here. So they're drawing all of the pot four sides. So we'll be going, I assume we'll just be going from lowest to highest in terms of the pots. So Tim Cahill. Was that not India that you just drew? They haven't shown it on the graphic on the broadcast just yet, but India. Oh, I see. I see. I get what they're doing. So they draw the nation, and then someone else draws where they're going to be placed in the groups. Okay, so India's into Group B. Tim Cahill drawing another nation from pot four here. I don't know why they would have to do that. Well, they would have to draw nation and then draw like where they're going to be. I don't know. Anyway, person 1201 says we have a long time. We have to wait a long time for Australia. That's right. That's right. We have a bit of time. We have a bit of time to kill here. But Tajikistan is in Group A, India in Group B so far. Tim Cahill, fantastic work. Fantastic work with the bowl there. Dude, this has made my night that Tim Cahill's involved in this. Indonesia, the next nation drawn. There we go. Apparently, former Sydney Newcastle midfielder Ali Abbas did play for Pahang Steelers. According to Petrie, the draw is also on the Asian Cup YouTube channel for everyone else. There you go. There you go. Tim Cahill drawing another team from pot four, Malaysia. This is, dude. I love the Asian Cup. I'll tell you why. I love the Asian Cup because we get to see a bunch of nations that we don't usually get to see that much play competitive tournament football. Obviously, plenty of these nations have never even played in a FIFA World Cup before. So the final pot four team being drawn here by Tim Cahill. We are slowly but surely getting there. Slowly but surely. All right. I've pulled up the FIFA rankings for all the Asian nations here, so we can keep an eye on that. Australia, of course, currently ranked 29th in the FIFA rankings. Japan is the top ranked nation in Asian football right now at 20, followed by Iran at 24, South Korea 27. So Australia, the fourth highest ranked nation in the AFC at 29. The next team after that is Saudi Arabia at 54. I didn't think it'd be that much of a jump. Saudi Arabia at 54. All right, pot three. Pot three, we're getting underway. Who's your favorite Celtic player? Got to be Aaron Moy, right? Got to pick an Aussie. Matthew asks, do you think that Elvis Campsober will come back to the A-League? If so, where? Maybe back at Melbourne Victory. That'd probably love him back. I haven't been following Elvis Campsober's career since he left Australia, to be honest. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see whether he'd come back. What are the groups so far? So far, just one pot of teams has been drawn. So far, we don't really have any groups put together just yet. But pot three is set to be drawn here in just a moment. Pitcher says Japan have so many European-based players. You can see why they perform so well. Yeah, I mean, it goes back to what we was talking about a moment ago, and even when we saw Australia take on Japan in that qualifier from March last year. Japan are just a class ahead, aren't they? What is your ideal group for Australia? Dude, I'd take anything. I'm heading into this tournament confident. What do you think Lacroix will go? Stay in the A-League or back to Europe? I've got a feeling he'll stay in the A-League. I think it'd be good to see him stay in the A-League. Be interesting to see where he'd go if he did stay. Maybe another Melbourne club. All right, here we go. So, Lebanon has been drawn into Group A, joining Tajikistan. What pot is Australian? Australia is in pot 1. Australia is in pot 1. So we will be finding out who Australia gets in the group stage in probably another like 15. We're probably another like a 15 minutes away. But look, that gives us plenty of time to look. We can enjoy the teams that are being drawn now, of course. And but if we want to talk anything A-League or anything, feel free to throw any questions in the chat. What signings do you think Perth need to make to strengthen their squad? Not many. They've got a good squad. I like a lot of the good young players in that squad. I'm not sure what's going on with the striker situation. I mean, Adam Taggart arrived, and he arrived late, and he'd never really got going. Is he the right man to lead them going forward? We shall see. But look, backline is good. I think Mark Beavers was a good signing. Perhaps some decent wingers. Perhaps some decent wingers for Perth Glory. They like a bit of width. Syria has been drawn into Group B alongside India. And then we have just seen the next nation from Pot 3, Palestine, drawn into Group C. Matthew says there was a Perth room with Shane Long. This is the first I'm hearing of it. Shane Long, former Premier League striker, yeah? Former Southampton striker, right? If I'm not mistaken. Wow. That'd be cool. I'm not sure where he's playing at the moment, but I do recall him playing in the Premier League a number of years ago, right? Do you still play Fall Guys? I haven't played Fall Guys in ages. Any Melbourne victory rumors? Haven't heard anything. Are you worried about Kowal? Hasn't played in quite a bit. I assume you're talking about Garang. Nah, he's very young and still has a long way to go in his career. So, look, obviously hopefully he is playing more regular minutes real soon. Still a long way to go for Garang though. Luke, how's it going? Asks, how do you think Sydney FC will go in the first leg of the semi-final tomorrow? I think they get a result. I reckon they get a result. I reckon hopefully a packed Allianz Stadium. I think they get a result, man. Maybe a sneaky draw. My prediction is 1-1. So Group D, Vietnam has been drawn alongside Indonesia in Group D. And then Bahrain has just been drawn alongside Malaysia in Group E. What else are we saying here? Matthew talking about Lacroix. Lacroix to Wellington is my bet. Wellington have said they are looking at a foreign centre back, but and I could see all their new goalkeeper being someone like James Delianov after Sale left for Perth. Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to see. I mean Wellington have a number of positions to recruit in now. I mean they announced to sign today Mohamed Altai from Newcastle Jets, which was a good signing. Goalkeepers is an interesting one, and James Delianov is someone who we could definitely see get some first team minutes. He used to be Adelaide's first team goalkeeper before Joe Gauci stepped up. Maybe Daniel Margush, Thomas Hewitt-Bell. There's some good backup goalkeepers across the A-League who'd be keen for some first team minutes. Person 1201 says Group C and E looking juicy. Pot 2, here we go. Pot 2. We're getting closer, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting closer. We are getting closer to Australia. Australia, of course, in pot 1. We are not far away from finding out who Australia will be playing in the group stage. Julian, West United fan, says, I wonder when third gate to West United will be announced. I mean, it looks like it's set to happen. Hey, I mean, it's almost past that stage of a rumor, and it looks like it should happen. So potentially in the near future. What do you think about Nani? Asks Lockie Edits. Will he stay or leaving or retiring? Looks like he's definitely leaving. Yeah, we got that from, I think it was Michael Zappone in one of the broadcasts of I think Melbourne Victory's last game against Brisbane. He pretty much confirmed that he wasn't going to be returning, which is really disappointing. Really disappointing. I believe he was signed on a 2-year deal, Nani. Big shame. Big shame. Matthew says Heward Bell's rumoured with Western. Jam Young rumoured with Melbourne City. Ryan Scott is rumoured. That's right. Ryan Scott is rumoured with Newcastle. Tom Glover rumoured with Wrexham. What a merry-go-round of keepers. Remember? Yeah, was that Aussie Scout with that tweet? But yeah, I do recall seeing that the goalkeeper merry-go-round rumour the other day. It'll be interesting to see if all those moves happen. I could see all of them happening too. I could see all of them happening. Person 12-1, do you think the A-League should continue going for marquees? Because I don't think they usually draw too much crowds. Like, I don't believe Nani drew a crowd. It's hard to say because Melbourne Victory usually get decent crowds. And whether Nani had an impact to that, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think marquees are still the way to go. All right. So China has been drawn into Group A alongside Tajikistan and Lebanon. The group's starting to fill up now. Where's Boss going to be going? Geordie Boss has had a fantastic season and is attracting plenty of interest. But I think the big rumor that we heard most recently was a club in Belgium. I think it was Belgium. The name escapes me off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean Manchester City was the big rumor a couple of weeks ago. But perhaps a team in a lower league in Europe, perhaps at Belgium, where he could get some good game time. All right. Uzbekistan has been drawn into Group B. Australia under 23 side, of course, played Uzbekistan. Did we not? In the under 23 Asian Cup last year, I remember we did some watch alongs for that under 23 Asian Cup last year. That was good fun. Good fun. Julian says apparently Dylan Paredes to Western Sydney Wanderers will be a massive loss for West United. Will be interesting who we replace if he departs. Yeah, that's a big move for Dylan. He's a great player. He's such a good player, and I feel like Rudan will utilize him well at Wanderers. Nestor and Konda going to Bayern Munich. It's a super signing for him. It's great. It's great. Where do you get all your rumors of transfer news from? Well, just to be transparent, I don't have any inside scoops. I don't have anything. So I'm just like you guys. I see a lot of stuff on Twitter. Aussie Scout on Twitter seems to be incredibly reliable. Aussie Scout on Twitter is definitely a main one for sure. Iraq has been drawn into Group D alongside Indonesia and Vietnam. We are almost at the end of Pot 2. Jordan has been drawn into Group E alongside Malaysia and Bahrain. Carl Hurt says Aaron Kunda transfer isn't confirmed. Great if it happens, though. I think what we're hearing with Aaron Kunda too is that because he's not even 18 yet, he'll continue to play at Adelaide next year, which is great news. Who could look, if Cummings departs Mariners, it's a big loss. But I think there's good enough players already at the Mariners to replace him. I mean, Mateus Maresh is probably the likely one. But don't forget there's Dylan Wenzel-Hall's also at the Mariners. So there's depth in the striker position still, and good young players coming through as well. Haven't watched your semi-final predictions yet, but can you tell me your two-legged predictions? City to go through, Mariners to go through. Done. Dude, pot three's done. Ladies and gentlemen, pot three's done. Thailand. So Group F is Thailand, the Kyrgyzstan Republic, and Oman. But now it's time for pot one, which means we are set to find out who Australia will be playing in the group stage. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, some tough opponents in pot one who we could be meeting in the knockout stage. Korea Republic, Japan, Saudi Arabia, Iran. Go the Aussies indeed. Go the Aussies indeed. Ooh, big question. Who will shine for Australia in the next World Cup? So in 3 years' time, Nestori Irankunda will be 20 years of age. And he's going to tear it up in the next World Cup. It's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. All right. Here we go. All focus on the draw now, ladies and gentlemen. All focus on the draw. Will Australia be first up? Which groups do we want to avoid, man? That first one's tough. China, Tajikistan, Lebanon, Qatar. Qatar's in Group A. Actually, aren't the hosts usually in Group A? Was that no surprise there? Anyway. Here we go. For Group B. Will it be Australia to face Uzbekistan, Syria, and India? It is. Australia have been drawn into Group B, and their opponents. There's Graham Arnold in the crowd alongside Football Australia CEO James Johnson. So Australia will be playing Uzbekistan, Syria, and India. Huge. Some big matchups there. Uzbekistan, the tough ones. Or from pot B. Sorry, pot two. Here we go. There is our group, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you what, we'll do this. Bang. There is our group. Ladies and gentlemen. Group B. Boom. Tan Lee's not happy. Person 1201 says that's an annoying group. It's tricky, isn't it? It's a tricky one. So Australia taking on Uzbekistan, Syria, and India. You get the sense that any of those sides could cause an upset against us. Is Group B the group of death? Maybe. So Iran has been drawn into Group C. Group D, Japan has been drawn to play Indonesia, Iraq, and Vietnam. Korea Republic has just been drawn into Group E to play Malaysia, Jordan, and Bahrain, which is maybe an easier group. And then Group F, that leaves Saudi Arabia to be in Group F. Dude, it's a tough one. Conscript says Japan will run away in Group D easy. Surely Syria is the only team we have to worry about, says Lachlan. I mean, Uzbekistan's a tricky one as well. Uzbekistan, their football teams are growing in quality for sure. So there we go. Guys, the Asian Cup is taking place in January next year, and we'll be doing plenty of content here on the channel for it. Watch-alongs, previews, all that good stuff, all that good chat. Hey, we'll be live in 48 hours time. We're going to be live here on the channel for the Adelaide Mariners semi-final watch-along. My Mariners taking on Adelaide. So make sure you're here. We're going live from 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. See you guys in the live chat for that one. Thanks so much for joining me for this draw. If you guys are just tuning in, Group B, Australia, Uzbekistan, Syria, and India. Man, tough one. Group of death? I think it might well be. The group of death. Tan Lee says India is the only easy one. Yeah, I mean, both Uzbekistan and Syria, both tricky. Ronan asks, live stream for the Sydney game. We won't be doing a live stream for the Sydney game because I'll be at the game. Yeah, I'll be at the game. So if you're at the Melbourne City Sydney semi-final tonight at Allianz Stadium and you see me, give me a wave, say hey. We'll be live on Saturday night for the Adelaide Mariners semi-final. One last time. Here's the Group B in the Asian Cup for next year. Australia, Uzbekistan, Syria, and India. Tough one for the Socceroos. Graham Arnold has a lot of preparation to do. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the Socceroos friendlies coming up next month in June, just around the corner. More international football getting underway. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out for this live draw, watch along, reaction, live stream. If you have enjoyed, hit the like button. It's a good way to show your support. We've got plenty of videos out at the moment. The Sydney Derby vlog, my semi-final predictions. I did a video reacting to my A-League ladder prediction, which was pretty crazy. So much going on. Guys, see you for the live stream on Saturday night. Have a good one, and I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.